Welcome to the Dear Manager series. This is your host Sonali. So, what is Dear Manager? Dear Manager is a storytelling series where I read anonymous letters from you, the employees and the workers. You have sent it to me via a form and it is completely anonymous. I have just taken the essence from it instead of reading line by line in most cases, and I want to share it out with the world. The whole point of doing this is these are things that you could not say to your boss, management, manager, or leader, but it needs to be out there in the world. After each story, I share an honest reflection to help leaders build a more empathetic and human workplaces. So, without further ado, let's go forward with today's story. Dear manager, when I resigned, I thought we'd part ways respectfully. But you made it personal. You made it cold. You stopped adding me to meetings, held back information. I wasn't just leaving, but you'd already made me disappear. You called it betrayal. But I wasn't betraying you. I was choosing myself. You made my exit harder than it needed to be, and I'll carry that with me longer than you know. So, we have heard these stories many times. I'm sure if all of you, whoever is listening to me, also has at least have one bad um, um, experience of a bad exit, of a bad resignation gone wrong, and or perhaps you might have multiple, right? And we are always very fearful of dropping that resignation email or having that conversation with our manager or with our leaders or with the management, because the moment we start saying that we want to leave, we know that, for the lack of better word, shit hits the fan. But it never happens the other way around. When we are asked to leave, we are often the one who's trying to figure out what to do. We never retaliate the way they retaliate. So today is all about exits and resignations. So, as a founder, manager, leader, I want to ask you a few questions and I want to leave a few thoughts with you. The first thing is, when someone leaves, do you let them go with grace? This is very important. How do you take it? Do you take it personally? The story that we just read and or heard, the manager completely took it to his ego, to their ego, yeah. And that's not something which is a healthy workplace. I mean, nobody's writing their life to the company unless they're getting shares. Even then, right? A lot of founders are founders of multiple organizations. A lot of investors are investing in multiple organizations. There's no, you cannot say that only if a person is 100% committed to only one thing that they have a skin in the game, right? Maybe they are choosing something else in life, and that should be completely fine, isn't it? You, as a manager, as a founder, as a leader, even as a CEO, you can leave as well tomorrow. Would you like your exit to be handled like this or with grace? The next thing I want you to note is, do you punish exits even subtly? Like, you don't have to really kind of say nasty things to people on their faces, but not adding them to meetings. I've heard people getting their access getting taken away, or they've been removed from email trails and stuff like that. Is that the kind of workplace you want to build? Because word gets out, everybody kind of eventually gets to know what you have done, and they prepare for their exits, and they are kind of muscling up. They know that it's going to be a fight, and they're ready. And by the time their time comes to drop the papers, they're already extremely mad and angry at you. And if you try to pull any wrong move, they just know where to catch you. Is that the kind of workplace you want to build, which is so toxic in nature, right? And the last thing I want to leave you with is, how you say goodbye says more about your culture than how you say hello. This is a fantastic thing to remember. And I have often have had very bad experiences when I was leaving an organization versus when I was joining an organization. It's like one of those very nasty breakups. So why do we have to do like that? Why do you have to behave so in such an amateur way when we are running an organization? Yes, it is a professional workplace, yet we make it so personal. Is it really required, is what I'm trying to kind of leave you here with. If you're an employee and things are happening to you, I have a series called Know Your Rights Workplace Edition, where I have gotten lawyers speaking about different topics that can help you understand what your rights are as an employee. A lot of times companies are able to arm twist us because we ourselves are not aware of our rights, legally and professionally speaking. So go and watch that series. There is a specific video on healthy exits that will really help you to plan your next exit whenever that is, right? So that's it for today on our Dear Manager series. I hope you're enjoying it. If you want to put your stories with us, you can check the link in the description. If you want to leave a few comments and thoughts, please do that as well. I am available to get connected on LinkedIn as well as Instagram. I also write a newsletter, and the link will be there in the description as well. Would love for you to read them out. And finally, I do a lot of events in multiple cities. If you want to come catch me, if you want to sit for a workshop, that'll be great. I would love to meet you in person. Until next time, I'll see you again soon.